I wanted to make a quick video about a potential rule tweak that I might be making on angel dust. Gold the other day, it looked like it was angel dust right here. Looking in this area, this whole formation, I mean, it looked like angel dust, but per the new rule that, like when this center point happened, per the new rule, H1 would have needed to have came up and closed above the previous bull candle. And I'm not going to go too deep with it because it's on the YouTube video in depth. But right here, per the new rule, so here's our center point. This was the center point. So H1 would have needed to have came up and technically closed above this line because we had a bull candle over here. It needed to come back up and close past the last bull candle that happened, then go down and make a pass candle. It didn't do that, but what it did do was it wicked above that line. I did notice when I went back and looked at the other examples, when I made the rule, none of those even wicked past the previous candle. So what I'm thinking, and basically gold ended up playing out as we see. So let me just zoom back out. But gold ended up playing out. So this ended up being a pass candle. It came up during the New York session. I'll go to the 15-minute time frame real quick. It came down, it came back up to the 50 EMA, and then it sold off for 200 pips. The only reason I didn't say, hey, it's an angel dust on gold was because of that new rule. H1 never closed above that previous high. But what once again, it wicked above it. I can't get my chart together. It's because I'm sleepy as crap, man. I'm sorry, guys, but I say all that to say I might tweak that rule to say as long as H1 just touches above the previous high, or of course if it was, the opposite direction, if it was touching below the previous low, whatever. But the good thing is I have a new way of confirming whether or not this is true, because on EJ right now, on EJ's H1 chart, it just did the same thing. And so I'm very curious to see, because we could say peak. This is a center point right here. And then per the new rule, it needs to come and close below this, because this is the last bearish candle right before that center point happened. So it technically needed to come and close below this line, but it didn't. It did wick below it though. So now I'm going to observe EJ. And if EJ ends up coming down to the 50 EMA in New York session, because I doubt it's going to do it now, but if it comes down in New York session and flies up, then yes, that's going to be a confirmed rule tweak, because this will be 2 times this week that this situation has happened. So just keep an eye out on EJ for whether or not it plays out. And once again, that rule tweak is simply, instead of price needing to close past the previous high or low, depending on if you're buying or selling, after that center point, yeah, it might not need to close. It might just need to touch. So this is going to be our test. EJ is going to be the test for me to say whether or not that rule is completely going to be tweaked to just a touch versus a close. Now, of course, if EJ doesn't play out, then I'm going to leave the rule the same, and I'm just going to say gold was just a fluke, for it to have played out like that. That was a fluke. But I'm hoping EJ does go ahead and play out.